Take two. The first time I've ever had to take two. Alright, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, guys? My name's Lucas, and welcome to the Big Mad Podcast. Got my guest, Conor, with me.
What's up, guys?
If you keep up with the podcast and have listened to every episode, like I sure hope you have, you've seen him on here before. So he's back, we about to do this.
Yeah, we about to do it. Coming back from South Carolina, coming back to Illinois in a big way.
Yeah.
Gonna be back in the BMP studio.
Yup.
Woo!
First week back, right?
Yeah,
So
first week back.
Jumping right back
Yeah.
into it, and we're getting a Big Mad Pod for you guys tonight. And I know I've had some issues uploading episodes in the past. I've taken a little break. Unintentional. It wasn't something I wanted to do. I don't know if any of my listeners even know that I am currently in school. I took a summer class, and man, I had homework every single night. So
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all human. We need breaks. You need breaks when you gotta take them.
Yeah.
You know?
And as much as I love doing this, honestly, it doesn't make me money, so priorities,
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, I think everyone should be able to understand that. I think that's fair.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
Understand.
So, low key though, that's me trying to say underneath my breath that if you want to send me money, that would be cool too.
Yeah. Again, Cash App Lucas $5 and see what happens.
I do have Cash App and I do have Venmo, and you can see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a joke. I'm not gonna push for money. So obviously that would be incentive for me to continue doing this. But I'm doing this for fun right now.
Yeah,
So it's all good.
It's for the audience, right?
Yeah. I'm all about the fans, and I know everyone says that. That's like a cliche thing for popular YouTubers and stuff to say, and I just think that's corny as hell. So whatever. So we back, and I'm coming from a break, but we back. And I wanted to bring up a spicy topic for this episode, especially having a guest. I know that most people can relate to this.
Oh yeah.
Because
especially people our age, I think.
Absolutely. This is like a good 18 to 35-year-old window that this is very relevant.
Good demographic, yeah.
Yeah, basically a millennial.
Yeah.
So now everyone over the age of 40 has turned off my podcast because I use the word millennial.
Good. Get out of here, you old piece of shit.
Bye!
See ya.
What if my family listens to this?
Well, sorry,
my
family.
My dad and my grandma. Alright, so I think this is good. I think this is a good hot way to come back into it. And so I'll get in with the question for this episode, and then we're going to go from there. So, why are people so shitty to retail associates? I mean, for real. I think a lot of us have all worked retail, so we know what it's like to be mistreated, but it's like, I just don't get it how certain people can yell at a cashier for their coupon not working when it already done expired, and it says on the print of the coupon, like if it's a physical paper copy, it's like expires on this date, and then you're trying to use it after that date. Like, what are you doing?
Why? I don't understand, and I want to backtrack just a little bit. This might not just be the retail industry; it's any service industry. So
that's true. That's true.
Food service,
True.
kind of the same thing. But I think in terms of our experience, it's been mainly retail,
right?
Clothing outlets, something like that. So we're gonna put it, we're gonna frame it in that context,
right?
But it definitely still applies to any service industry.
I would say if it applies to something that then it applies. If the shoe fits. So.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy, and I can respect people trying to use the coupon just to see if they can get away with it.
Sure,
but
don't sly,
and if they don't catch the expiration date and somehow the code wasn't removed from the POS system to not be valid anymore, I get trying it. But when you go and you argue and you yell at someone who has absolutely no control over it,
and they have no,
what are you doing?
They have no stake in whether or not you buy that article of clothing.
Yes, they don't care.
Yeah, they're getting paid hourly. They do not care. How much of a fuss you raise, they're not gonna give it to you.
Yes.
And they're not gonna feel sorry for it. They're sure as hell not gonna feel sorry.
Your threats fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
The whole if you're not gonna do this, I'll just take my business elsewhere.
Great.
Bye!
Yeah, thank you.
Don't give a fuck.
You're doing me a favor.
Yeah, just leave the store.
Really.
But what's funny is any people I feel like most of the people that make that threat end up buying it anyway.
Oh yeah.
They need it. They need it more than the fucking store. You know what I mean?
Right. They
actually need it.
Their pride gets in the way, and they're like, "Well, I do need this blouse for my."
Yeah.
Anyway,
I need to pay this $4 more.
Yeah. Right.
Or whatever the whatever the coupon's for.
And I'm going to talk about my personal experience a little bit. I don't know if this is very with you, Lucas, but my early employment history starts out with Gordman's. It's similar like a TJ Maxx or a Ross Dress for Less. It's a department store that kind of gets other stores secondhand goods, and they sell them at a cheaper price. And then after that, I worked at Banana Republic, which is part of the Gap brands, which is kind of a nicer store relative to Gordman's or Old Navy, whatever. I can say wholeheartedly that it does not matter what tier what tier the store is, whether it's Gordman's or Banana Republic. Customers will still act the same if they cannot use a coupon. So it could be the richest person buying $600 worth of stuff from Banana Republic, or it could be somebody working class buying $25. They will still pitch the same fit,
right?
Regardless, and so yeah,
I don't
get it.
And yeah, I don't understand it too, because I'm more the type to pay more to be less inconvenient.
Yes.
To just get in and get out. Obviously, like $50 is going to make a difference.
Oh yeah.
But like if I'm getting like a $10 off coupon and for whatever reason it's not working, even if I believe firmly that it's valid and the associate for whatever reason might be new and they can't figure out how to,
Yeah.
I'll just be like, whatever, we'll just get this done and get out of here. I'm not going to complain over $10.
Yeah.
There's a line. So I just want to know why people think they need to be so aggressive. And I almost think that in some cases it's more than saving money. I think it's a superiority complex that people have over younger people.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, I haven't said this yet, but I'm sure the listeners have already kind of thought this. It's older people.
Generally.
It's older people that do this, let's be real.
Rarely will you get somebody our age causing a scene because they can't use a fucking coupon. I mean, it might be because I've experienced it myself. I never give anyone a hard time.
Yeah.
Like if I'm buying something at a clothing store or even a food store.
You know what it's like to bend them.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that is, though? Emotional intelligence.
Well, I think it's just, emotional intelligence.
Because you can put yourself in their shoes, and you can understand what they're going through, and you don't want to give them a bad experience because you know what it's like.
Right.
And I think there might be a breakdown in generations of emotional intelligence. That's my, psychological theory, I guess, so to speak, where, just the older generation, they did more... the 70s and 80s were more factory driven and industries and they didn't have the retail jobs like we have today,
right?
So they didn't get that experience and exposure, but I still don't think that's an excuse.
I don't think so either, because there's no excuse to treat somebody like shit just because you use a coupon.
Do you not have any reason and logic in your fucking body? I mean, if it says it's expired or whatever the situation is, like a shoe was placed on a sale rack, but that shoe was misplaced by another customer.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, I found it on the sale rack. Well, it wasn't supposed to be there, and that's not my fault.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pushing the blame onto the person who's working, and for me, it's like I don't want to give that person a hard time just because I know they're at work right now and they don't want to be there.
No.
And I have the day off.
Right.
I got free time. I don't have to be here all day.
What motivation would a minimum wage cashier at a retail store or a server, what motivation would they have to be like, oh, I'm really going to get this person out?
Right.
Oh, I'm not going to give them their discount. The bottom dollar of the company's profit doesn't affect that particular employee, so they have zero motivation.
Not at all.
To not give someone a deal.
Right. And sometimes I've found that, when I was working at Gordman's or Banana, if somebody came up with an expired coupon that was maybe a day or two expired, and they were cool, hey, I found this coupon, I was wondering if I could use it. If not, it's no big deal. I'm well, I'll see what I can do. But if you come at me hot, no.
It's about how you treat people too.
Yeah.
You can't walk in with this sense of entitlement and be all short and brash with people. Right. You're not going to get favors and you're not going to get any leniency. So I don't get why just people come in so aggressive. And I guess the best thing I can think of is it's a superiority complex.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just want to bully these young people, and they see that they're timid and shy, and that they feel like they can take advantage of them.
Yeah, and I don't know if they look down on the person because they have to work a job in retail or something like that. But it's like, Jesus, what other option do we can't like jump into a 10-year track career, or like, you know, right out of college or high school.
And the person that, you know, the people that work retail are generally younger people.
Yeah.
And they're generally either in school or they're just younger and they're building their resume to get further opportunity. You can't, like you said, you can't come straight out of high school and then go right into a $40K a year salary job or a job that doesn't require you to work the front lines of a retail spot or a server.
Yeah, and I promise, like, no matter what their attitude is, the person working there is doing their fucking best.
They're trying.
They're there. They showed up to work that day.
Right?
Give them some credit for just doing that.
It blows my mind. It's so frustrating, and I'm thankful I'm not in that situation now.
Yeah, but same here.
But I do feel for everybody, and I've been there.
Yeah, I've definitely been there. I have a quick anecdote I'd like to share, if that's okay. So it was my first, I worked at Banana Republic for about 6 months before I got promoted to closing manager. And I remember it was my first night as a closing manager. And the way it usually worked, I was there with another associate who was, you know, dealing with sales and whatnot. And it was towards the end of the night, getting ready to close, and we had this couple come in, I'd say probably later 30s. And this woman wanted to return a shirt that was about 4 years old from Banana Republic. So obviously she didn't have the receipts. Obviously she didn't have the tags. She didn't bring it in the fucking Banana Republic bag. It was like some Walmart, CVS bag, some shit. Anyway, I looked at the style tag, which generally gives like the season it was made plus a year. And I saw that it was like 4 years old. I was like, I'm sorry, I cannot accept this return. You don't have a receipt. Like, this is way past the 90 days that we allow for returns.
Yeah, those rules.
She got so mad. Like, it surprised me. And I had to take a step back. I was like, why are you getting so upset?
What, like 0 to 100? Like she snapped?
Yes,
really?
Yeah. And I was like, are you not seeing like why I'm not willing to do this? One, because it's like 4 years old. We can't put this back on the sales floor.
Yeah, that's asinine.
Yeah, and I tried to look up the price for it. Couldn't find a price for it because there's no style number. It's so old. And this lady is just pitching the biggest fit and just causing a scene and really started to make me sweat. Because this was my first night as manager, and I didn't want to have to call my GM that night and be like, I got a situation. This is my first night on the job. I already got a situation.
That'd make you look bad.
Yeah, and at that point I didn't know what to do. So at the end, I ended up giving her like a $4 merchandise credit. So she would have to use that at a Gap brand store, like Gap, Old Navy, Banana Republic.
$4?
$4.
All that for
all
$4?
That fucking trouble. And me sweating and just stammering because she's making me nervous and I don't know what the fuck to do.
Maybe that's what these people get off on, is just making people uncomfortable.
They're sadists, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Anyway, but that was the biggest, that was one experience that really stuck with me.
And that's what these people don't realize, too, is that I think traumatized might be an extreme word, but on the wavelength of that,
it definitely
influenced
my experience.
Yeah.
I have not forgotten that lady's face.
And you could have had a bad day the next 3 days because of that.
Exactly, yeah.
It's so selfish to get mad at someone like that, and you don't know what they're going through.
Yes, exactly. Like, have a little empathy. Like, this person's life extends outside of this store that you're in right now.
Who's to say you don't just, and that's just, I'm going to use your example, but it's not, I'm not saying this is you, but let's just say the person had that bad experience, then they go home to their girlfriend and they're just mean to their girlfriend. The next day their girlfriend breaks up with them for that one night.
Yeah.
That dude goes into a depression spiral, and then what happens from there? I mean, it could be extreme, it could not, like, that one person's mistreatment could extend beyond that night.
It's a ripple effect. People's actions and interactions with other people have,
yes.
It's a ripple effect.
Well, I'll share a story too, and it's not to toot my own horn, but it's it's more of how I think people should be, and that's why I did what I did, because I firmly believe this is the right way to act. I was going through the drive-thru McDonald's, and I just ordered, it was a large mocha frappe, and that's what I said when I ordered it, and I didn't look at the screen. I don't know, usually I do to double check the order, but I didn't this time. I just ordered one thing really quick. Well, I got up to the window, and usually the first, there's two windows, so the first window you pay, and usually they say, did you have this? And then you confirm it. Well, she didn't. She just took my card and paid, and I didn't think anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I get up to the second window. She's like, you had the large fry? And I was like, no, I had the frappe. And at that point, I eventually learned they put in my order as a large fry. I got all the way to the end, and they put my order in as a large fry when I wanted a completely different item. Yeah, one they have to make special. Yeah. I think they have to make those mochas, the frappes, on the spot, whereas the fries you can just like scoop, it's all made. Yeah. So it was a kind of a big error in terms of their efficiency through the drive-thru. And so I told the lady at the second window, and thankfully she was very experienced. I could tell that she figured out the problem very quickly and was able to fix it. And so when she brought it to me, I was like, hey, do you need me to pay extra? Because I knew the frappe was more expensive than the fry. So I was getting a discount. Yeah. I was getting lucky. I was like, hey, do you guys need me to pay more for that? And she's like, oh, no, that wasn't your mistake, so you can go ahead and take that and go. And I was like, all right.
That's great service. When they own up to it, let it go. Yeah. You don't have to be like, yeah, you fucked up.
And I wanted to offer to display to them that's like, I understand that you went through an issue. Right. It's not your fault, but I'm willing to be cooperative.
And good on you for doing that, because you could have threw a fucking fit and been like, I didn't order this shit. And you offered to do the right thing.
I mean, even though I got the discount in the end, I feel like some person would say, oh, these minimum wage employees, they don't do anything right. Oh, go, McDonald's messed up another order. People love complaining about employees at McDonald's messing up orders. Yeah. It's like, do you not realize how fast you're getting food?
Yeah.
People they take that shit for granted. Like, I have shit that I get food that is messed up sometimes, and it's frustrating. It does suck, especially after you've already driven away. Oh, yeah. But like, people take for granted how efficient they get food. Like, it is crazy.
Insane.
You can get food from the beginning of the drive-thru till the end, and sometimes less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, sometimes they're like Johnny on the spot with that shit. And like, think about back in the 1800s, they were growing their food. They had to wait months to harvest crops. And you're complaining that you spent an extra 2 minutes in a drive-thru in your air-conditioned car.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there checking your smartphone that performs miracles instantly underneath your finger. Yeah. Like, God, we are so, we just take shit for granted so much, and it's frustrating.
It is frustrating, absolutely, yeah.
So, retail people, just know that we stand with you.
We are here. We are behind you all the way. We've been through the shit. We know what it's like.
Absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll get through it. And just know that most of us in the world aren't shitty like that.
Yeah, you will get shitty customers, but it'll be typically an older person. So.
And that's just how it is. I mean, look at sociology. I'm sure that there's some evidence to support that.
Probably.
So, anyway, this is one of the first episodes where I've actually set a timer.
Oh, yes.
I actually know where we're at. And so we're coming up on the time limit. And the last time I had a guest, Conor and I went on a little too long, I think. And I don't want to... I think an hour might be a lot for some people that aren't fully invested in the podcast.
It was a thick podcast.
Yeah. It was thick.
Thick as hell.
And the way I set things up on the software that I use to set up to host these podcast episodes, the extra time like that actually influences the next few episodes, and I have time limits, and so it kind of throws everything off its original pattern or equilibrium. So try and keep it to 20 minutes. That seems to work the best for me. So we're going to wrap this one up soon. Yeah. Do you have any last words you want to...
Well, I do have one more anecdote, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So this was fairly recently. So, like I said at the top of the episode, I had just moved back from South Carolina. But a few weeks before I moved back, me and my girlfriend Katie went out on a date night. It was great. We went to this nice restaurant that... I've been a patron at several times, called Blue Heron, down in Clemson. Check it out if you Anyway.
Don't know where our listeners are from. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
South Carolina
yeah,
people.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good place. But anyway, so it's a higher end place, you know, kind of get dressed up. I was wearing a tie, feeling sharp, you know.
I like that.
Katie was looking nice too.
Nice.
Anyway, so we sit down, we order our food. Well, first we ordered champagne because we're doing a date night and we got to do it big.
Do it big.
And so I ordered some angel hair pasta, you know, simple dish, but being a vegan, not many options out there for
Right.
myself. But
Right.
anyway, so about 3/4 of the way through the meal, I take a bite of my angel hair pasta, which was delicious up until this point.
I don't think I've had that.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Yeah.
the best kind of pasta. I take a bite and I feel something hard and kind of jagged in my angel hair pasta. And so I pause and I pull this thing out of my mouth, which at first I thought was a piece of glass, but it turned out to be a piece of very hard, very sharp, clear plastic. And it was maybe about that big. You know, I don't know how it got wrapped up in the angel hair without me noticing. Might have been the champagne. Who knows? Anyway, so I pull that out and I'm like, holy shit. Okay, I'm going to ask our waiter about this and find out what happened. So our waiter comes over and I explain to him. And he was very apologetic. And I wasn't mad or anything. I was happy that I didn't swallow the damn thing. I wasn't mad. I was just like, it's fine. Like, you know, it happens. I understand. This is the first time it's happened to me. But, you know, I didn't cause a scene. I was very cool with the person. I was like, it's cool. Like, no worries. And so he called his general manager over. And, you know, he was also very apologetic. Like, you know, I'm so sorry. We don't know how this happened. But, you know, can we get you a free dessert? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so in the end, got a free dessert and got my meal comped. And I wasn't pissed. I didn't like demand a refund for Katie's meal or anything like that. I paid for that. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I just
reasonable.
Yeah, like that's like something that I feel like any other person, maybe older, more entitled, or feel like they're more entitled, might have caused a bigger scene.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This could have killed me. I can already hear the conversation now.
Yeah, and it's an honest mistake.
And it's a fine mistake, and I like that you spoke up about it too, because even if it didn't bother you, and you just pulled it out and continued eating, I don't think that would have been the right thing to do, because now that they have learned that somehow plastic got into the food, they might be able to find the reason why that happened, and they learn from the mistake,
Right.
and they're able to prevent that from happening again.
Exactly.
So I think that you spoke up, it was a good thing.
Yeah, and again, they handled it very well. They were accommodating. They didn't try to like push it off or come up with an excuse. They just did what was, considered good customer service.
Right.
So.
Shit, when you brought that up, it reminded me of another experience that I had. I feel like these experiences, it's easy, you know, to have these. Like a lot of people have them. I'll be quick with this one. But I was at Longhorn Steakhouse with my grandma, and she fucking loves Longhorn Steakhouse. That's her joint. So anytime we meet up for lunch or dinner, that's usually where we go. Mm-hmm. And she got a steak, and she likes it, I believe it was well.
Okay.
Not my thing, but that's what she likes, so that's what she ordered.
Sure. T-shirt on.
Yeah. So she gets the steak, and it's like blood red, raw.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like only the outside is cooked, and it's completely opposite of what she ordered.
Seared, then.
Essentially, I would say it was rare. It was very rare.
Yeah.
And obviously she likes it well done because she doesn't like the pink and the blood. So that's, that was like polar opposites. So she's like, well, I can't eat this. So she tells the waiter or the waitress, and she takes it back, and again, apologetic and everything, takes it back to the kitchen. They're going to cook it more, and they bring it back. So that took about 5 minutes. They brought it back.
Oh, no.
It was unchanged.
Oh, God.
It was still blood red on
no.
the inside, and I'm about halfway through my meal now. I was trying to eat slow, too.
Yeah.
So, she has to send it back.
Oh, no.
And she wasn't ever mad. Neither one of us, like, they were talking to us, and neither one of us were mad. It was fine. But, I mean, do it right. Like, we're going to speak up. You got to do your job right.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad.
Sure.
But
you got to address it.
Yeah, it needs to be done the way that it was ordered. So it's fine, but also do it right, but I'm not mad. Does that make sense to word it that way?
Yeah.
And so they eventually, the third time, they got it right and everything. And then both of us got our food for free. And the GM came out and shook our hands and spoke with us. And
really?
And I when I was talking to him, I was like, it's fine. You know, I was like, we're not worried about it. This is fine. It happens. Mm-hmm. But I appreciate your hospitality. And,
seriously, that's great, especially for a chain restaurant.
Yeah.
Because Blue Heron is not a chain. So that's surprising. That's refreshing.
Yeah.
To know that even chain restaurants still
own up.
Yeah, they own up. They take responsibility and they try to fix the problem.
And you know what? I'm gonna go back because of that experience.
There you go.
So
that's a loyal customer here, Longhorn, and you got a free plug. So
that's true.
Keep doing your thing.
All right. So. I see the timer now. We're going to have to call it on this. Yep. But thanks for listening. I appreciate every listener. I'm glad to be back from my hiatus. I'm glad to have my guest Conor with me again. So this has been a good episode. Keep listening. You guys know I'm back. Follow the Twitter at BIGMADPOD. You know where to find me. Posting quality content. I was rhyming there. I had to keep going with it.
Yeah, so. Boy. Spitting on fire. Do you mind if I do a plug real quick?
Go for it.
Okay, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Conor Ceramics _ CONOR, ceramics _ no caps. Also check out Clay Coyote Pottery up in Hutchinson, Minnesota. That's where I'll be going to work here in the next couple weeks, making their wares. They have beautiful skillets, grill pans, bread basket, whatever. So check out their website, buy some stuff. Your boy will be making the stuff. So
make sure you follow Conor Ceramics on Twitter and Instagram and give him a good congrats because he just landed that job. So I'll give a shout out to you on the show. Congrats on the new job.
Thank you. Oh, and just got that motherfucking piece of paper that says Master in Fine Arts. So
this guy. Whew. Making moves, man.
Long time coming, but it's here.
So should I pull the Anderson Art Center plug?
Yeah, go ahead and pull the Anderson Art Center plug. I don't work there anymore. It's still a great place to go.
Yeah.
But I'm not working there anymore, so it's fine.
So we've moved on from the Anderson Art Center. So if you listened to the previous episodes and you've heard that ad,
I'm not there anymore.
Yeah, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Which that proves that it's all the more important to listen to my episodes continuously and not miss one because if you miss this episode and you hear future episodes, you might be confused to where Conor works.
Yeah.
So
we don't want that to happen.
We don't want that.
I keep my employment history streamlined. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. My name's Lucas. His name's Conor, and this is the Big Mad Pod. Is that how I normally do my outro?
Yeah. That's it. That's okay. Right?
Yeah.
This is a Big Mad Podcast.
This is a Big Mad Podcast, and we out. Look at that. 5 seconds.
I know. I was trying to make